Give it a good back. So in defense, do that. That's a really good way. So if you're not within line of sight of someone for 3 seconds after you put a harmony orb on them, they drop their orb, right? So a good way to play with that is to bounce back and forth between line of sight. So you see them for a second and then you bounce out of line of sight for a second and you just bounce back and forth. So you're being a little bit more evasive because you're weaving in and out of cover, but you're also keeping your harmony orb on the person that needs your harmony orb. So that's a good way to do things. Also, positioning is huge. Because after the nerf, positioning is the most important on Zenyatta. Like he's the person that benefits the most from positioning, because positioning could be in the many difference between life and death, or you doing damage and you doing no damage. Like it's not just, oh, I'm positioned to get a good ult. No, it's I'm positioned to not die. Like if he has bad position, he just dies and becomes useless, like literally useless to his team. So the positioning is huge. So you have to know how to position. You have to know the maps, know the flanking positions, know the composition of the enemy team to know how to best adjust your play. So for example, Widow can one-shot you. If there is a Widow on the other team, you have to play extremely cautiously in that you want to go into areas where she's less likely to be, right? Or to be aiming. So you want to be off the main road. You want to be in an alternate path. And you want to be very next to cover, because you want to be able to take cover at a moment's notice, and you want to be looking out for her. You actually want to be paying attention, seeing if you can spot her, so you can avoid her, right? Because again, she one-shot you. Same thing for a Hanzo, right? And also, you want to be playing back. You're still super squishy. They didn't change that when they nerfed them. You're extremely squishy. You want to be behind your team, dropping down like artillery fire, because Zenyatta does a ton of damage. So he's a glass cannon. He's literally a glass cannon, right? So I mean he's like a robot cannon. But you want to be playing back and also watching your flanks, right? You want to know all the routes a flanker could take to get to you. So you want to be checking side doors. If there's a door that's not covered, right? If there's no one watching that door, you want to be wary of that door. You want to be away from it. You want to be paying attention to it, because more than likely, that's probably the way people are going to go. So, for example, if your team is on one side of the map, right, they've cleared that they're there, so they're either fighting or not running into an enemy. So that side of the map is much more safe to be around. And a lot of places it's a corridor. You have a corridor or like a main road, and then there's one side of the map, and then there's another side of the map, and you have the choice. What you should do is, you should gravitate towards one side of the map and pay attention. Like, use your team as vision, and then pay attention to the areas that they're not looking at. So pay attention to the left side of the map, so you can watch out for that Genji or that Tracer who's trying to flank you. Because you want to use your team's vision and try not to be redundant. Like, you don't need to be looking in the same direction as your team if they already got it covered. I mean, if you're actually just trying to look out for the flank, you can actually look in a different area. So that's what you want to do on Zenyatta, because again, positioning is extremely important on him. The most important of any character is the difference between life and death.